Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. For tonight, it's probably not going to be a crazy long video. I'm working on just building up new joysticks for the 5200. So it takes quite a few steps as I have to wire up all the joysticks themselves with capacitors. So right now I'm just putting the pots potentiometers together. When those are all done, I'm going to go through and build up these little subboards here. They're going to have the 7 pins for the keypad, and then 4 pins for the start, pause, and reset, and then another DuPont connector up here for the buttons. For a while, I was actually wiring the joystick through the board. I think I'm going to do a slight board revision just because it's not really saving me any time. So I'm going to switch over to that. Just directly wiring it like. Well, actually, I popped it on already. So I'm just going to go directly wired up like this. In terms of number of solder joints, it's really less solder joints to do it this way than to do it the way I was doing it. Because I originally had either this with the 3-pin 100,000 header pins, or even this style with the DuPont style connector. But it's just kind of it's a lot of solder joints. It's like there's 6, yeah, at least 6 joints here. I can get away with 3 joints there, and doing it this way, you actually use less parts. So it's quicker, use less parts, and more reliable. Oh, good news though. A rather lovely and 2600. I think it locked up actually. Rather lovely 2600 light. Oh, Atari Executive Video Computer System in 1978. So Atari, the original system, the VCS, was released in 1978, I believe. And the first ones are heavy sixers. They're called that because they were heavy. They were built in Sunnyvale, California, and then you had 70 and later. I think no 77. They originally came out. 78. The next one, which is the light sixer, which is I got the light sixer. You can recognize. Oh, but don't make you sick. Okay. I always forget how long this cord is. This one. Oh, it's pretty long actually. So blow that up a little bit. So you see in the left there, that is my light sixer. Let's take my finger. That's the light sixer. That's a 7800 plus. That's a 5200. That's the CRT running right there. And then I've got the Sega up top. It came with really nice condition. The original, for the model number for this joystick is, but it came with a nice traditional joystick and like 8 or 9 games. It was a good little good deal I found on the bay. So okay, actually, when I was growing up, we had the I think they called the Vader. I think I only had 4 switches, and I remember it was all black. So that was what I grew up with. So I've never had a light sixer, but it's actually really really good shape. And this is just running through a VCR. I haven't modded it at all. It's one of my favorite games. Keystone Cop. Was it Keystone Capers? I can't remember. So you're just trying to run down a criminal here. And as the levels go on, you get more and more junk thrown in your way. But yeah, really good shape. Doesn't come out very well on the capture card, but looks really good on the CRT. And that's what matters. So yeah, that's crazy you don't forget how to play these games. I guess those little neural pathways never really go away. Though I have seen I play better on the original hardware than the emulation. The timing must be just a touch off. Of course, this is all analog here, so there's no delays. Okay, I'll play this a couple minutes. Enjoy my... Oops, time it up. Enjoy my video computer system here. The really fun thing about my business is an LLC, so I actually get to write this off of my taxes at the end of the year because it's a necessary expense for. I want to make a controller for the 2600 and the 7800, so I need a console to do that on. Oh, this round is going badly. I put one of those multi-carts in there so I don't have to keep on pulling. I'm only going to play games I actually own. What do I actually own? Oh, let's do the original Pac-Man. No, I own that. That was the Combat was actually the original pack-in for the, and then for the original, and then they went to the Pac-Man. For any of you kids have never seen Pac-Man on the fascinating fact about the 2600 is the sound generator can't produce like proper tones, so the music and sound effects are always just a little bit off. Just to be annoying. Everything's like 3 hertz off or something. It's not a very particular good version of Pac-Man. Yeah. And because the 2600 can only display 2 sprites at a time, normally, you have to alternate between them. That's why the ghost flicker is, because they did it on purpose. So they're going to have 4 moving ghosts. And then the time that the phosphors take to decay on a CRT, you can still see it. Let's see, did they even show up all 4 ghosts on there? So I wanted to see, do all 4 show up? No, they don't. Because it relies on the CRT, you don't even see all of them. And one last game before I get back to work here, soldering. It's not the most known game, but I actually really enjoy it. Fast food. A wonderful, silly game, which I don't know why my capture card freaks out every time. It must be the weird video mode it doesn't like. That is so weird. Just that game. Anything else here? You'll notice there's a lot of moving objects on the screen. That's because they're actually, you can interrupt the scan lines. But you notice when they jump on like a log or something, it goes like transparent. Or the girl frog over there. Oh, it's actually a hard version. It'll start flickering because it can't do enough. Push out enough sprites. All right, that's enough of that. Now, like I said, all I'm doing right now is going through and building up. I went through and cut a bunch of. This is actually I played much of this and the 800 XL. I was going through and setting all these potentiometers up. Yeah, the pitch is slightly off. Always is. The 5200, that thing's a beast compared to this. I mean, if you look graphic quality wise, there's like no comparison to the 5200 is same general hardware as the Atari 8-bit computer line, so much more powerful hardware on the 5200. Someday I might get myself like a XE, which is like the video game version of the 800 XL. But yeah, this is the not so exciting part of making controllers. I have a bunch of, I don't know what happened. I had like 5 orders for Andes, which are the analog digital. That's a pretty popular controller. I think it's second only to the overlay compatible 5200 controller, and then the dual sticks are right up there too. So, but yeah, just going through and getting these pots ready, and then I wanted to get enough joystick components built up so I can knock out. I've got like 14 5200 controllers in the queue right now. It's crazy. Oh, sometimes I wish I can just go heck with it. Just do this. But I told my wife, if I ever get laid off again, I'm just gonna advertise and make controllers all day long. And I'm sure I can make a living off of it if I really needed to. My not so secret 10-year plan is I'm 52. You could start taking it's interesting how it locks up. It doesn't like that much. The oh no, my face is locked up. This is the whole thing went dead. Ooh, okay. I'm just gonna put you over there for now. And fix my face here. Oh no, my face camera is dead. No. Oh dear. Still dead. Still dead. Well, I can see my hands. Where do you go, my friend? Technical difficulties. You go. The USB in the front. Shush. All right, let's try that again. Yay, we're back. That's fair. So yeah, the I'm trying to reset this guy too. So yeah, my 10-year plan is I'm 52, so 62, I could start taking Social Security. Even though you only get, I think, 70%, it actually takes you a pretty long time to catch up. If you start taking like 67.5 or something like that, or go all the way to 70, I am not working 70 years old. I think my dad died when he was it 72? 70, not crazy old. So I don't want to just have a 6 months of retirement followed by the big sleep. That is not right. So yeah, that's my goal, to go ahead and retire at 62 in 10 years and just build up video game stuff. So in the mail, let me see, I just got my 2600. I have a 7800 plus. I might still fix my 7800. I realized I have a 2600 to was it 2600 to 5200 cartridge adapter, which doesn't work on my 4-port. I don't feel like mucking around with it anyway, because I have a 2600 and a 7800 plus, so I can harvest the chip I need out of that. I'll open it up and see if I can pull that out. In that case, I can have the 7800 kicking around, a real 7800. It's my only complaint with the 7800 plus is it is an emulator. It's a very good emulator, but it's slow to load. Whereas the true hardware, you turn it on and there it is. So it's that one. So I'm thinking of making a 7800 controller. I also want to make a Genesis / Sega Master System controller. I've got the parts in for that already. And then I'm thinking maybe a 2600 controller with the paddle and maybe the keyboard built in for games like keypad built in, like Star Raiders used. Not too many games, but I know Star Raiders used it. I'll have to see, but maybe a combination like the old Columbia. What the heck was the name of that? It was Columbia something. it was really cool because it had the um, paddle controller and the joystick integrated into one. So I think I'm going to do that eventually. If I ever get through all these orders, or I might just interleave them. I already have the layout done for the 7800, which is honestly a very simple controller to build. Even the 2600 would be pretty, with paddles, still be pretty trivial. Would not be a crazy hard thing to do. I printed up this little 3D printed holder here, so when I'm soldering up these pots, they don't go skittering away. And I have a little reminder on there, like which tabs I need to cut off. So I go through and I cut these down with my. I have to cut the shelf length down on these guys with a big bolt cutter. That's why the end looks like that. Well, that was random. Okay. So yeah, the whole deal is this drops in here. I even put little notches in it so it doesn't rotate when I'm trying to work on these. Strip down a couple more wires. So, ever been in manufacturing? There's a thing called theory of constraints. And you can only build something as fast as your slowest process. In my case, that is CNC, by the way. And like on the relatively complicated cuts, like the television purist, takes a CNC like hour 15, hour 20 almost to do all the cuts on it. So you don't, if you go too fast, you gall the router bit and the end mill, I should say, and you end up wrecking a enclosure. So even like a simple 5200 controller will take close to an hour to do. So that's my slowest process. So theoretically, I can build a controller in about an hour, 10 minutes, but I'd have to have all the parts laid out first to do that. So what I'm doing now is trying just that. So what I'm going to do is get all of the sub-assemblies ready. So I can go ahead and build without impediment. But I have 3 or 4 dual sticks on order, which are very popular, and those tend to, I mean, because it's basically 2 controllers, so it's a lot of soldering, to be honest with you. Not a lot of soldering, but a lot of like build, because you have the 2 joysticks and all that fun stuff. I forgot on the 2600, the paddles, it was 2 paddle controllers came out of 1 joystick port. I was looking at the schematic for it. So that's interesting. Unfortunately, it uses 1 meg pots, which is what I use for the 5200. So I need to buy anything like new or different. Darn, talking too much. Forgot to put the cap in there. Cap is very important because you need to have a even higher resistance swing than the 1 meg pot allows. So I have to put a cap in parallel. It's gonna be easy here. I'm just gonna pull this whole thing here. don't talk and solder at the same time. I think I'll stop in a minute because this is already 25 minutes. Try not to have my videos too crazy long. It's cleaned up enough so I can actually get the cap in there. Yeah, that was the one thing I had to figure out when I was doing the 5200 controllers, is how to get enough swing out of it without using any kind of extra electronics, because all my controllers are electrically perform the same as originals, so there's no you don't need 5 volts, you don't need an external power supply or anything like that. They all operate electrically just like the originals. In fact, what I do, I just take the original controllers apart, see how they did it, and just create modern versions of it. There's no CPUs, there's not even AND gates or anything in there. It's just pure point-to-point wiring and analog circuits. There's no active components. I noticed a video I did recently. I was really squinty and I realized, oh shoot, I forgot my glasses for that video. My vision sucks beyond about that far. It's just my spare pair of bifocals. I can trim these off. Yeah, but not the easiest thing to see on the analog capture, but the this particular light sixer is actually a really nice signal on the CRT. So not sure if I'm going to mod this one or not. I might just leave it original and go through the VCR. That's what I ended up doing with my television as well. Only thing I did pull out was the audio, but I don't really need to do that either. I'll see. Alright, I'm going to stop this video and do one more soldering and then head off to bed. Everyone, thank you for watching, and yeah, let me know if anyone's interested in like a 7800 or 5200 or a Genesis controller. Which we use a Sega Master System too. And I have a secret project coming along too, but I'm not going to say anything about that one yet. But yeah, I'm waiting for the hardware on that one. So everyone, thank you for watching and have a great night.